Hey y'all, it's Tom. Yes, I was arrested a couple days ago for something crazy.
Well guys, it finally happened. Years of predictions and warnings from YouTubers like myself have finally been realized after a new low has recently been hit in the internet prank community. I knew this day would come. No guys, you are not misreading the title. 2 days ago, a TikToker pulled the epic prank of threatening to blow up an airport. No, I'm not joking. We're finally here. We are rounding the corner to the end times. We've almost completed the evolution of internet pranks. Over the last 15 years or so, we've gone from them being relatively harmless to them upgrading to harassment, then assault, then sexual assaults, and we've worked our way all the way up to terrorism. It's only a matter of time until murder is on the menu. And you know, I say that not even really joking. Like seriously, if kids these days are this fucking stupid that they think they can walk into an airport, tell a police officer that they're about to blow it up, and then get off scot-free by saying it's just a prank, it is only a matter of time until somebody kills another person and then tries to justify it as a joke. Because that's exactly what happened here. This idiot you're seeing on the screen right now walked into Charleston International Airport on August 24th and told a police officer that he has a bomb in his car and the airport's about to explode. Now this guy has done a lot of stuff similar to this in the past, nothing quite as extreme as this, but all of his content is either just him being a public nuisance or him trying to instigate some sort of incident with the police. Like half of his videos are him walking up to police officers saying shit trying to get arrested. Luckily for him, it's never really worked because most of the stuff that he said to these police officers could get him in quite a bit of trouble if they decided to take it seriously. But it seems that he pushed his luck a little bit too far with this most recent quote prank, which it feels like a crime in and of itself to even refer to this as that. But I think it's important to keep in mind that that's what this dumbass thought this would be seen as. Now there's no video of this obviously because this guy was arrested, but there is a news article that details what happens and that's what we're going to be looking at today. Just be prepared, it's the dumbest shit you're ever going to hear in your entire life. Let's begin. Please subscribe. Alright, so the article reads, self-proclaimed TikTok troll Thomas Anthony Brienza, 20, of Center Reach, New York. That's right, this idiot is 20 years old, only 2 years younger than me, and I feel like I need to lecture him like I'm his father. I can't imagine being 20 years old and having the mind of, I don't even know. Like, there's nothing comparable to this because at a certain age, you don't even know what bombing an airport is. You're too young. And then as soon as you're old enough to know what that is, you're also old enough to know that it's something you should never say you're gonna do. This guy's an enigma. Anyways, it continues saying that he was reportedly arrested on August 24th after threatening to bomb the Charleston International Airport in South Carolina. An incident report about the arrest stated that the TikTok prankster walked up to the police wearing a pair of glasses with a built-in camera. Though he wasn't carrying a firearm or a bomb, Brienza is accused of telling officers at the scene that he had a strap, and he also told them that he had a bomb. The TikToker even said that he had fentanyl inside his parked car. What really gets me is that this guy is so fucking stupid that it seems like he really didn't think saying he's gonna blow up an airport was gonna be enough, so he felt the need to add that he had fentanyl in his car. It's like the guy just really wanted to be sure that he was gonna get some content somehow, because we all know that authorities in the United States are famously lenient about people saying they have bombs near an airport, so he just wanted to make sure he was gonna get a reaction. What a doofus. Anyways, it continues, though he first claimed he was ready to blow up the airport, Brienza soon assured the authorities that he was only pranking them for social media views. Oh, well in that case. And that he didn't have anything illegal in his possession. Despite his efforts to back down from his threats, the TikToker was placed in handcuffs and charged with possession or threatened use of a weapon of mass destruction. I would say that's going to be a pretty difficult charge to explain to future employers, but I have a feeling that that's not something Thomas is going to worry about. He was booked at the Al Cannon Detention Center and posted a $100,000 bond. Now the article continues talking about Thomas's other content, which we're not really going to be watching today, just because it's exactly what you expect. I'll let play in the background what the article talks about, because on the same day that he did this, he uploaded a TikTok where he walked up to a police officer, told him that he'd been drinking drinking and driving, that he's a threat to himself and others, and that he's also armed. This guy belongs in prison. Like, seriously, I've always talked about how I'm an advocate for second chances. With this, no, you don't get one. I really hope they throw the book at this little shit, and I'm thinking that they probably will. If you live in America, you know that there's two things our government does not play about. One is getting their tax money. Two is people fucking around in airports. Seriously, if you do anything wrong in an airport, it's like 10 times worse than doing it anywhere else. I'm pretty sure if you clog a toilet in an airport, you're gonna see the inside of a cell. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have heard what happened to Daniel Larson and how he's probably gonna be seeing some time in federal prison for threatening to blow up the White House. Obviously, that's a little bit different than an airport, but it's sort of the same genre, I would say. The US government does not take this kind of shit lightly. Fucking around with small town cops is one thing. Threatening a massive act of terrorism? I hope this guy has a long time in federal prison to sit around and think about how he ruined his one shot at life for nothing other than TikTok clout. I mean, look, I know that might sound kind of harsh, but there has to be an example that's made here. It would be one thing if this was like a 12-year-old, but this is a grown man. If you are 20 years old and you do not know that threatening an act of domestic terrorism is not a joke, someone's got to teach you that lesson. And you know, honestly, I'm in full hater mode right now. I hope they go through this guy's TikTok page and they add charges for all the other stupid shit he's done. At some point, we have got to start teaching the youth that it is not okay to go out and film your crimes and try and get famous off of them. This guy deserves everything that's coming to him, and that could include being put on a no-fly list and 5 years in federal prison. There are laws written to specifically prevent people from making fake bomb threats. I'm pretty sure this counts as breaking those. If they go easy on this guy, my hope for the future is gone. We're already getting to a point where this kind of stuff, maybe not this extreme obviously, but this whole like public nuisance genre of content is starting to become accepted in the mainstream. Like we were talking about in my previous video, even the fucking Costco guys are doing it now. If at some point someone's not willing to put their foot down and say we're not gonna allow this shit, you soon won't be able to go into public without being part of somebody's stupid little TikTok. Obviously, it's important to charge this guy for many other reasons, but it's important that we do away with all of these kids making the public a pawn for their content. I don't know who's to blame. I don't know if it's the parents. I don't know if it's social media at large. I don't know if it's the fact that every kid gets a phone at 4 years old these days. I really don't. All I know is that something has changed. I guess it's probably the fact that the internet and apps like TikTok are so accessible these days, and it's free to go out in public and be a douchebag. Now, why so many kids want that to be their claim to fame? Couldn't tell you. Well, guys, what do you think? What do you think will happen to this kid, and what do you think should? Honestly, I have no idea. I feel like this guy is definitely gonna see the inside of a cell. I don't think you can walk into an airport and say this shit without it. Maybe that's overstated, I don't know, but all my life I have known that's the biggest no-no of all time, so I've got to imagine he's gonna do some time. Personally, I don't think that him getting 5 years would really be an overreaction. If this was a one-time thing, that's a different story, kind of, but it's not. His TikTok is filled with months worth of this content, where he's doing the exact same thing, just with lower stakes, but increasing the stakes every single time. And this time, he bit off more than he could chew. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing was wrong. 20 years old is old enough to know that this is not a prank, and that it is also a serious crime. If you are willing to commit a serious crime, you should be willing to do the serious time. Simple as that. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.